Hi guys, I'm here with my 370Z and I'm getting to a project I've been putting off for quite some time. One thing about this car is the road noise is a little loud, and at certain RPMs the exhaust note resonates in the car and is nearly ear-piercing. So my plan is to install some sound deadening material to see if I can minimize the noise. I'm using a sound level meter to measure the road noise and see if I can get a reading on just how loud the resonance gets. But it actually seems like as the engine revs up, the sound pressure drops a little despite the noise becoming more ear-piercing. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to measure the sound frequency, so decibels will have to do to set a baseline. Well, let's get started. So I'm only going to be adding the sound deadening material to the trunk section of the car for now, because that is where I'm hearing the most noise and resonance. I start by removing everything from the trunk. The spare tire, molding, plastic covers, subwoofer, and all the foam pieces. I then wipe everything down good so that the rubber will stick to the paint. The sound deadening product I'm using is Kilmat, and it's available on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested in trying it. You simply peel the backing off the sheets and stick them directly to the painted surface. Afterwards, you go back with a compacting roller to ensure the rubber and adhesive make a strong connection and a good seal. So now I get to work laying the sheets down and trying my best to work around the wiring and odd shapes. You could remove the harnesses, but I found it easy enough just to cut the sheets and go under the harnesses and butt against the plastic tabs. In some cases, like the trunk release cable, I just went directly over it and pressed the sheet tightly against the edges. For some of the trickier spots, I cut the sheets into strips a few inches wide, which made it easier to go around curves and odd-shaped areas. Now that I have all the mat installed, I start rolling it to press it tight against the steel. I'm using 3 sizes of rollers. A large one that lets me cover the big flat areas, a medium-sized one for in between, and a narrow one to get all the spots the others can't reach. This is a long process and it can get hard on the hands trying to hold the roller and press hard at the same time at all the different angles. But eventually I get every spot I can reach. Next I move on to the trunk lid because I feel like that could be a source of the resonance I'm hearing, so I remove the plastic covers, apply the rubber matting to all the spots that will be hidden by the plastic, and then roll it all as well. With the mat install complete, it's time to put everything back. So in go the foam pieces, the plastic covers, the spare tire, and the subwoofer. With the cover in, I put the rubber seal back on, and we're done. Now let's go for a little drive to see if there's any difference. So it's hard to tell from the camera audio, but in the car the sound is definitely mellowed down a little. I'm not seeing a big difference on the sound meter, but the sound is much smoother so far. I'm trying my best to drive similar to how I did on the first run for the best comparison. The road noise is noticeably less than before, and the peak resonance is slightly less ear-piercing. Here's a little side-by-side comparison. Again, it's very difficult to hear a difference with the camera audio, but there's an obvious difference of about 1.5 decibels between both tests. Keeping in mind that the dB level doesn't tell the whole picture, the exhaust note is noticeably smoother in the end. Well, that's going to be it for this project. I'm glad I finally got a chance to do this install. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed of future videos, and I'll see you in the next one.